a down year for Aaron Rodgers. It's a career year for most quarterbacks. And I love it when people say the quiet thing out loud. And, you were a little down on him last year. Maybe that was a message for you. maybe he knows. Maybe he knows that you detected some slippage in his game last year.
Oh, listen, if that's what it takes to motivate my favorite quarterback, then so be it. Let's go, buddy. All right. I mean, but he's on his game. I think Aaron Rodgers. First off, he is right. I mean, come on. I mean, what we talk about. I think the analytics world, that got involved in some of the conversations last year. People looked at it like that. And, the Mahomes and stats factors, Green Bay running the ball balanced. Yeah, it's only 26 touchdowns, and it's not close to 5,000 yards like some of the other top-tier quarterbacks, and I think people look at that too. But, the reality is the guy is still doing more with less than just about anybody in football. I mean, he's the title holder as that is concerned. More with less. That should be on his gravestone. I gave you more with less. So much so that I was the quarterback of a team that really wasn't even a playoff contender, and people were picking us to go to the Super Bowl because I was the quarterback. And I think right now he's just gotten to a point where I've always one of the reasons I like him is because he's honest and kind of does stuff like that every now and then, where he just says it. But I think he gives 0 Fs right now in 2020 after the Packers drafted Jordan Love. And people are questioning him. And I think he's finally hit that point of his career where he's like, I mean, I don't get it. What more do I got to do? So I guess if these people aren't going to like me, then the hell with it. They're never going to like me. And I might as well just say what's on my mind and go that way. So I've always respected that about Aaron Rodgers, how open he is that way.
I like the more with less on the gravestone, and it got me wondering, what do you want on your gravestone?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it that deeply yet. I don't know.
Put a pin in it. Put a pin in it.
I will. I'll get back to that.
Think about.
All right.
Self-scout thyself, Pete Demolitis.
There's lots of things that we could put on there, so I got to narrow it down a little bit.
But Aaron Rodgers really is having an incredible year, and last year he had an incredible year. He had 4,000 passing yards, 26 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, and he's even better this year. And my theory on Aaron Rodgers and the manipulation of Aaron Rodgers' personality potentially by Packers CEO Mark Murphy, it goes back to last year, the aftermath of the Tyler Dunne Bleacher Report article that was very unfavorable of both Mike McCarthy, the former Packers head coach, and Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers was salty about it. And Mark Murphy, at some point after the fact, had a quote along the lines of, well, if this upsets some people, maybe it's a good thing. And I can't help but wonder whether and to what extent there was a little bit of mad scientist going on when they drafted Jordan Love to get that same impact, to get that same effect. And on one hand, we're protected. We have a guy we can develop for the future that we like in Jordan Love. And on the other hand, if it pisses off Aaron Rodgers and he reaches a level of performance that we may be concerned he's not able to continue to reach, even better.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, Mark Murphy technically wouldn't qualify for Executive of the Year because he's not the GM. But I tell you what, I got to give him credit. For 2 years in a row, it's quite possible he's found a way to apply that red-hot poker to Aaron Rodgers and get even more out of him than maybe he otherwise would have gotten.
Well, yeah, maybe. I still don't know if I necessarily care or agree. I think Aaron Rodgers was going to still be the same Aaron Rodgers we see right now regardless. He's building a legacy. This guy wants to be the greatest of all time. So, I mean, I get you. Did this maybe motivate him?
He's to win more Super Bowls right now.
He does. He does. I get that, but I don't know if that'll happen. Here we are again. I mean, look at what he's doing. Look at the group around him at receiver. And, yeah, maybe Green Bay was smart and realized, yeah, they're a little more talented than maybe you and I thought. But still, I mean, do we want to go back to the draft? I mean, there still was receivers on the board. Or trade up. I sure wouldn't have been mad if they traded up a few more spots and got Justin Jefferson instead of your Vikings. Or maybe got, a Brandon Ayuk or some of the other the T. Higgins that the Bengals took in the first pick of the second round, and some of the other receivers that go in the second round that are very talented. They could use them, certainly. And again, we see their defense is not great either. So it's just Rodgers is magical that way. That is why he'll go down as the greatest of all time for me. Just in his prime, I never saw anybody do more with less or more with more. And when he did have more, like in 2010 and 11 and 12, when they had talent at receiver and things like that. So we'll see where this goes, but they got a good thing going right now. I do know that, and everybody's noticing what Aaron Rodgers is doing on the field.
Easy way to bring to life what you're saying. Just consider what the past decade would have been for Tom Brady if he was the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers and all other things were equal.
That's yes. I just think, again, it's a thing that goes, unnoticed or sometime not talked about. Hey, you and I sit here and we're like amazed. We marvel at Patrick Mahomes every week, right? And sometimes I got to remind myself and go, well, damn, he does have Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Andy Reid, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, like one of the 5 best pass protecting O-lines in football. So, two, you can never see the all greatness of a player until you can get the support system around him that can really like accentuate all the things the player can do great. And to me, there was years there where we lost that with Rodgers because he just had to make it happen himself. The offense couldn't contribute to his greatness, and that's why we'll see, an underwhelming playoff career resume or maybe only one Super Bowl win. But that too is another conversation itself. That I think in itself sometimes tells you how special Aaron Rodgers is, because a lot of people start with that right away. He's only won one Super Bowl and all that. And I always go like, but you never hear that the first thing out of the Drew Brees conversation. Nobody goes, he only won one Super Bowl. We know because he was a really awesome player, a part of a machine that was great, and he had an offense that was great in the support system. Aaron Rodgers, everybody sees the talent. They just, if you're not following football or no scheme or things like that, you just think, man, what's going on? Why can't they win the big game? Is it his leadership or what? And I would go, no. It's that fourth grade offense he was involved in for a number of years in his career that couldn't help him out to really show all the greatness he had.
You made a comment earlier about Aaron Rodgers being driven to be regarded as the greatest of all time. And, it made me think about the quarterbacks out there who are pursuing legacies.
Yeah.
And just think about the NFC, setting aside Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, any other quarterbacks there. Ben Roethlisberger's desperate to get another Super Bowl win or two. He's spoken in terms of multiple. You've got Aaron Rodgers, who knows that one isn't enough.
Right.
Russell Wilson, who knows that one isn't enough.
Right.
And Tom Brady, who still believes that 6 aren't enough.
Right.
All in the same conference.
And Drew Brees.
And all jockeying for the right to play for that one, with no guarantee they're going to win it because they're going to have to go against the Chiefs or the Ravens or some other great team from the AFC.
Right.
It's such an elusive thing to get that Super Bowl. There's only one trophy given out per year, so somebody's not going to build the legacy that he wants to build. At the end of the day, we're going to have to write that story with 1 or 0 Super Bowl championships, and it makes what Brady has accomplished with the Patriots even more amazing. The fact that he hogged them all in this 2 decades where there's been a lot of great quarterbacks.
That's right.
And he's hogged 6 of them.
Right.
And I look at this current group and I project forward how many will Lamar Jackson have? How many will Mahomes have? How many will your boy Blue, Josh Allen, have?
Yeah, right.
There's only one every year, and we're going to have great quarterbacks who just spin their wheels for their whole careers because there's only going to be one to go around every year. It really is fascinating because we're seeing some all-time great quarterbacks who aren't going to have the hardware to back it up.
You're right. We're in a quarterback, what do we want to say, sweet spot. I mean, the golden age of quarterbacks, really. I mean, we got a lot of talented ones in the game right now. But, Mike, like the point you make about Brady there's the point. That's exactly like where I was trying to say. See, Brady had a support system and an offense and players that all fit what he did best. And we got to, it all got accentuated to where we got to see the best of what Tom Brady can be. And he's fortunate that way. And he took advantage of it. I'm not trying to take anything away from him that way. I'm just saying a lot of quarterbacks don't get put in that position. And you made the thing. What happens if if Tom Brady's in Green Bay the last 5-6 years, what does that look like? Yeah, I would say it doesn't look good. And I would say if you put, I tell my Boston friends all the time, I go, if Aaron Rodgers was in New England, you might be going for a 12-peat right now. And that's what I think. It's like 12 in a row. They're going to win 12 in a row. Like that's where yes. So we'll see where it goes. But you do need a team around you to show your greatness. And I think Mahomes is another example of us seeing that too right now. But last thing, Mike, sorry, I don't mean to blabber. The NFC-AFC conversation, I mean, that conversation you talked about, the quarterback thing, is very real. It really is. That's very interesting. And you look at the NFC, and I just wonder, man, Rodgers and Russell just have so much on them to make it happen. I don't think they're going to be able to depend on their defenses to get them there. New Orleans is pretty balanced and okay. Brady, the defense is coming along, and like they have a chance to be scary good. But man, so much is on just Rodgers and Russell. And okay, maybe our defense will get a stop here and there, and that is going to make things hard, even if they do get to the Super Bowl, because the AFC just seems to have more complete football teams, in my opinion.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.